Good evening, folks. Welcome to Everyday KT number 183. Tonight we're talking about people. People, and I left my drink in the house. So, hold on a second. You know what? Screw it. Hey, what's up? You know what? I think I can live without a beverage for a few minutes. The bugs in here suck because I'm outside. But anyway, today we're talking about people. People. So, how do you deal with people? So, helping people specifically. How many of you have said, hey, anytime you need a hand, give me a call. I can do it, I can give you a hand. What do you need? I can help you. And for business, you're like, what do you do? Or what do you need? I can help. How many times has nobody taken you up on the offer? Very simple. When you say, give me a call when you need something, this is what you do. You say, I can do everything. You can take all your problems, everything you have, put it in this coffee pot, pour it out into a cup, and I can fix it. There's a problem with that. The problem with that is you are burdening the person you're asking with the responsibility of figuring out how you can help them and then asking you. That's why you never get called. If they want a carpenter, they call a guy with a hammer that says carpenter. If they want somebody to fix the plumbing, sorry, it's a bug, fix the plumbing, they call a plumber. They don't call you, even though you know how to do it, because you never said if you need a hand with your toilet, I can fix it. If you want to help someone, make sure they know exactly what it is you're trying to do for them. Make sure they know precisely what it is that you're good at and you can do. And make the choice narrow. Don't say, I can save the world. Say, I can help your kids with their math because I'm a teacher. Or, I can help with your roof because I do roofing. Simple. For me, I can help you talk to people because that's what I do. I talk to people. I help people understand how to communicate and how to effectively get out of their own way to talk to other people so that they can get their point across succinctly, clearly, and in a manner that the people listening can understand. Very simple. So that's what I do, and that's what I help people with. Can I do all manner of other things? Sure. I just pulled my truck out of the garage 10 minutes ago because I found out that the brakes weren't adjusted properly in the rear end. So I spent the past, however long, doing that and just pulled the truck out. Does that mean I'm going to tell the whole universe, hey, come talk to me if your car breaks? Probably not. Somebody asks? Sure. But I'm not going to say, hey, I can fix everything. I can do your roofing, your electrical, your plumbing, your any of this other stuff. Can I probably figure it out? Probably. Am I going to if they ask me? Most likely. But I'm not going to say, if you need this problem, I can fix it unless it's a communication issue, because that's what I focus on. You need confidence issue, communication, talking to people, talking in front of crowds, talking in front of phones or tablets. All day long, I will tell the universe, if you have a question with any of those things, ask me, and I'll help. Even though I can do tons of other stuff. That's why you never get asked, because you're not being very succinct in your request. In business, it goes doubly, triply, quadruply, tuply. So, whole new word I just invented. Because if you walk up to a potential client and say, I can save the world, they're like, well, I'm not selling worlds, so I don't need your help. You walk up and say, I do computers, what can I help you with? They say, well, I have a phone and a tablet, and they work right now, so I'll call you if they break. Even though you do web design and app design and all these other cool things, they don't care because you're not being succinct in what you're offering. So how do you approach it from a business perspective? Figure out what the hell they want first. So if you have a company, say you sell sand. You sell sand. I'm just going to grab some. You sell sand. You're not going to say, and go to call every single person, start with A and work your way down the list, and call every single person in the phone book and say, hi, I sell sand. You'd like some sand? No. Because you're going to get no. Because of that huge phone book, a handful of people need sand. because they don't have it and they need it right now. So what do? You go, first and foremost, you do a little bit of research. Figure out, okay, who would need sand? Well, people who have camps because they need sand. People who have athletic facilities, volleyball courts. People who manage baseball facilities. People building septic systems. People building houses. Construction companies, they need sand. Road companies, they need sand. The guy up the street selling apples in his front yard probably doesn't need sand, so you don't call him. Figure out, first and foremost, who probably needs your sand. Then you go and actually do a little bit of research. Not 5 years of CSI work, just a little bit, and say, okay, are they building a new house someplace? Or is this construction company starting to go gangbusters? Because you see a lot more of their posts on Facebook. Is it springtime? Is it March? Beaches are going to start opening up. Athletic facilities are going to start opening up their outdoor volleyball courts. Or they're redoing cranberry bogs. They need sand. Is it that happening? So do some research and then call those people. Say, hi, Mr. Beach Manager. Notice that there's a lot of erosion over on the side by the jetty. Do you need some more sand? Or, hey, Mr. House Builder guy, I see that you've got a full development that you're doing with 37 units, and the sign out front says they're all sold. Do you need some sand for your foundations or your septic work? Much easier, because if you call those people, they know, A, you have a product that they can use, and B, you're paying attention. You're actually putting in the effort and the time to say, this person is concerned about what I can do. They know I have a need, and they're trying to fill it. It's the whole concept of offering value. Offering value to your customer. If you go to somebody who lives in the desert and say, hi, you want to buy some sand, they're going to smack you in the face if they even respond in the first place. Make sure that the people you need, or the people you're talking to, and the businesses that you're trying to sell to need what you have and need what you can do. Make sure they need that. So you have to do your research. So call these people and don't get discouraged if the first 5 or 6 say no. If there's 50 say no, because you know what? You got to start somewhere. In your personal life, it's very simple. You can do all manner of cool things. But nobody knows about it. So what do? You get on Facebook, you get on Instagram, you get on social media. You go do things out in public. You go to the mall. You go wherever. And whatever that thing is, say you're a magician for hire. Go to the mall. Talk to the guy who runs the mall and say, hey, I'm a starting musician. You mind if I set up shop in the center of the mall on Saturday from 1 to 5? I'll do it for free if you do the setup. Get him in there. See what happens. Because on Saturday, because you did the research, there's nobody there. And they don't have anybody booked for the mall because it's not Easter and it's not Christmas. So do just this much. Otherwise, this is what happens. You wind up with a cramp in your neck and your hands are tired because you've been dialing the phone, calling all of the wrong people, trying to get them to talk to you. So it's very simple in theory. But it's very difficult to understand because everybody thinks that their thing is awesome and everybody has to have it. Unless it's air or water, no. And air's free for now, and you can get free water. For the most part. I mean, if you live in a town where there's town water, fine. I know it's got to come from somewhere, but it's not expensive. You don't need to spend $1.50 a bottle for water. You can get it for, I don't know what the price was, like 11 cents a cubic yard or something silly like that. Food and water. Okay, you those things, fine. If you have everything that's not food and water, you have to find the people that want it. So you have to do the research. There are thousands of companies out there trying to sell all of their crap to everybody in the universe because they just are not putting in the time and the energy and the research to find those people. So how does this apply to kilts? Very simple. If you want to wear a kilt and you are trying to find people who wear kilts, do you just randomly go to the bar and say, hey, who wears a kilt? odds are nobody, unless you live in a very kilt, unless you live in an area where there are loads of people in kilts. Where I'm at, I am almost guaranteed to be the only guy there. You're not going to go there. You're not going to go to the mall and say, hey, who's wearing a kilt? You're going to do some research. You're going to get online, because that's how you find things these days. You're going to go on Facebook and say, I live in Anchorage, Alaska. Is there kilts? You just type in, like, Google, kilts, Anchorage, Alaska. See what comes up. In your hometown. You can find other people. Get on Facebook. If you're in a town, like my town, Rochester, there is a Rochester town page. Get on there and say, hey, I'm looking to do some kilt stuff this weekend. Does anybody else want to go? Wearing your kilt. Do that. That's how you find people who have kilts, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have a kilt, don't wear it because they don't know. I met a guy Friday morning, leaving the school, who has kilts and wears them. And he's like, I need a new one because mine don't fit for some reason. They don't fit me anymore. I'm either shrinking or growing, whatever. He didn't explain it, but he's like, my kilts don't fit. Where can I get one? I'm like, are you kidding me? He lives a half a mile away. I had no idea. I've been here for 4 years. Never seen the guy in a kilt. So get in those town pages if you have them in your area, and find those people. That's how you do it. That way, instead of wasting your time and just walking around town in your kilt hoping somebody stops you and says, hey, I've got one of those, you're doing your research. And what happens when you do your research is you can have intelligent discovery, find the people who have the kilts, and you can go out and do things. Say, hey, we're going to have a kilt night this weekend. The last time I did that, 6 people showed up. Did I know any of them? I knew one. 5 people, I had no idea who they were, showed up because I said kilt night at the inn Saturday. It was awesome. And this is not exactly what I would call a kilt-rich environment. So that's how this works. If you want to personally find more people with kilts, or whatever other thing you're into. Sorry, the mosquitoes have decided that I'm lunch all of a sudden. Doesn't matter what you're into. There are people out there who like the same thing. So find them. Go Google it. If you have questions about a thing, go Google it. Don't just sit there and wander around saying, how do I do this? How do I do this? If I did that, I'd be a moron because I'm in my garage by myself. And if you're a professional trying to do the same thing, don't just sit there, put a sign up and say, I have the most awesome widget in the universe in your front yard, because the odds of you finding a person who wants your widget today is very, very low, especially if it's in your front yard. Unless you happen to live across from the Microsoft building and you make awesome widgets that Microsoft uses. Probably not going to happen. So you need to simply do just this much research. It's not difficult. You have Facebook because you're watching me, or you have access to the internet because you can see me, and you know how to. I'm sure you know how to Google. Whatever it is you're trying to sell, just type in that thing and a location, and you'll find people. Go on Craigslist. Go look up, hey, we're looking for this. I needed that. Here's a bid for this job. All of that stuff is out there if you spend a handful of minutes trying to find the people. After you find them, well, that's up to you. You've got to have the confidence and the salesmanship and the balls to get up there and say, hey, mine's better than the guy next door. Buy mine. Then you got to establish that relationship and kick some ass. But up until that point, it's simply just a little bit of research. Make sure you're selling the right stuff to the right people. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, and you're going to spend months and years of your time calling and talking to the wrong people because they don't care about whatever it is that you have. Very simple. So somebody put up a kiltology. Today is, as I said yesterday, it's going to be the last one of these that's actually live scheduled in my garage for a week. The next one won't be until a week from tonight. So a week from tonight, and I doubt it's going to be in my garage. It's going to be somewhere because I'm going off into the woods in western Massachusetts with a whole bunch of 7th graders for a wilderness survival trip. So I will try to post something, something silly from Instagram maybe, share it over to Facebook, or I'll try to get something if I get some signals, but who knows. No, there are no pandas where I'm going, Chris. So nobody has decided to throw up a kiltology, so I'll grab number 2 because there's more in it. Alrighty. So, we're talking about today understanding the people you're talking to, making sure that when you're talking to them, whatever it is that you're trying to do for them, they actually want. So this kind of ties to that. Kiltology number 344, lucidity. Lucidity defined as characterized by clear perception or understanding, rational or sane, by dictionary.com. If you wake any Kilty at 4 a.m. expecting any form of lucidity, you are completely out of your gourd. You will need to give the poor guy at least a half an hour and a cup of coffee before expecting any kind of rational response. If you don't provide coffee and time, you are most likely going to receive a guttural, angry growl and probably some kind of bedside projectile at high speed. Most likely a boot. So lucidity, what does that mean? That means you've got a clear head, you know what's going on. How does that apply to what we talked about today? Simple. If you are lucid and you have a conscious and clear understanding of your client or your friend base, you can clearly articulate what it is that you have or what it is that you want and how you can offer value for them or you desire the value that they can provide. Without lucidity and without clarity of thought and a well-defined understanding of what it is that you either do or you need done, then why the hell are you talking in the first place? Because you got to figure out what you want or what you're going to do so you can tell people or ask people. Because if you don't, then you're just pissing in the wind. So with that, I'll let you go tonight. Don't piss in the wind. It's bad for you. Those of you who have never tried it, personal experience says so. Especially on the bow of a boat. Really, really bad. Have a good night. It's Saturday. It's shenaniganizing time. It's time to go have a good time and enjoy yourselves and do something fun. The bugs are finally leaving me alone just as I finish up. So I will see you guys in the morning, and I'll try to get as much as I can out over the next week. But I was serious yesterday. Do me a favor. While I'm gone, go out, check some of the older or everyday KTs, some of the earlier ones, and let me know, what you think. Maybe there's a couple of them that could be redone. I know the very first one, the rules of kilting, I think that thing sucks. So I'm probably going to redo it eventually, but I don't know. So go check them out. Let me know what you think. Comment on those videos specifically. And if you really like them, do me a favor and just share them out to everybody else because I'm not going to be around to do it. So I'll see you guys in a week. Definitely, probably, actually no, I'll see you in the morning. Definitely on and off over the week, and I'll see you again next Saturday. Till then, be strong. Put a kilt on.